Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock God Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup. Pete Gray here, Rock God Rick Maxa. We're at the Fred Hall Ultimate Outdoor Experience in Long Beach here for the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. We're live at the Hyatt Regency and Hotel in Long Beach. I want to thank the Hyatt Regency for taking care of us once again, and the halls for making it all happen. What a panel this morning. What a great show.
Crazy.
Seth Bone from Kingfisher Charters, along with Bart Hall from the Fred Hall Show. We have Craig Heber and Russ Dunn from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Did I get that right? Yeah, that's
nice,
good. Okay.
Nicely done.
Chuck Bonham, Department of Fish and Wildlife is here, the director. A lot of great people chiming in. We're going to hear in a little bit from Pat Murray, who's the national director for CCA California, which has been making a huge push here in Southern California to start our new area, the CCA California, which has been a huge success. And we're very thankful for all the anglers that have joined CCA. I mentioned a lot of our great sponsors here. That have helped Let's Talk Hookup stay on the air for 23 plus years, and a couple I missed on my list here. American Angler, of course. You see Brian and Lori here at the booth. The American Anglers here, and of course Point Loma Sport Fishing too. You want to go by and say hi to all the great guys at Point Loma Sport Fishing, and of course the American Angler too. And tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, I want to mention our show tomorrow because it's going to be a great one. We'll be right back here in these same seats at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Long Beach. Don't forget, it is spring ahead, so we lose an hour tonight. Ricky's favorite day.
That sounds awesome.
Ricky's
cool. So
favorite
lose an
day.
hour of sleep.
Lose an hour, yeah, but that's okay.
Fun.
But we will be here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with the whole panel from the Eastern Sierra. You're going to be able to see the Eastern Sierra fishing panel at 5 o'clock today at the Fred Hall Show, but also tomorrow morning you'll be able to hear them live and see them live here tomorrow morning here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Among the panel, along Whitney Lennon, and we'll have Tim Alpers and of course, all the great people from the Eastern Sierra. It's an opportunity, right, Bart, that we get only once a year to have this amazing assembly of Eastern Sierra people here, right?
Yeah, it covers all of the 395 area, and you'll have Jeff Simpson, who's talking about hunting and fishing opportunities in the Sierras, and Doug Thompson, who's the expert on Whitney, and he wrote the book, More Than You'll Ever Want to Know About Mount Whitney. And you have Tawny Thompson tell you all about Bishop. You've got Whitney, who is a ball of fire that keeps it all together, and Tim Alpers, an icon in the Eastern Sierra. Now he's supervisor, Tim Alpers. So, and
there might even be some questions that maybe tend toward the Department of Fish and Wildlife about trout stocking. There's no controversy there, is there, Chuck?
No, none of that.
Yeah.
No.
I guarantee there would be a question at that panel tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and take a little bit of it now, even though it's tempting to hang around Long Beach for another day and participate in the show in the morning. Hey, so here's the deal on trout stocking. The department runs the world's largest inland trout stocking program. It has for a long time. It's a core to our mission, and we're going to continue doing it. But some are suggesting the department has been up to nefarious things, like they allege suing ourselves or shutting down our hatchery program or taking opportunity from little kids in the city, and none of that's true. You need to pay attention to the facts. What happened here is back in 2006, the department started doing an environmental review of its hatchery program. We completed a state-required environmental document in 2010. In 2010, we got sued by the Center for Biological Diversity and another environmental group. We'd been in court defending our work since then. And what recently happened was a third appellate district in California confirmed the department did everything right in its environmental review. And we are now very confident we have the legal authority and the administrative backing to continue to implement our hatchery program across inland waters. We have the amount of annual pounds we're putting in waters, particularly on the east side, which is what Supervisor Alper knows, back up to almost its historical levels that were pre all of this litigation, 2010.
Okay. I will guarantee you at 2 o'clock that subject will come up once again. So you don't want to miss that panel discussion with Director Bonham and his people that work with him at the Fred Hall show today, because trout will be a big issue. Don't you think, Chuck?
But don't you think that's great that Chuck's here to answer that question?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's fantastic.
And I guarantee you that Tim Alpers will be there to kind of direct. Supervisor Tim Alpers will be directing some questions to you, too,
I have to
right?
keep reminding myself to call him Supervisor.
Yeah.
Chuck, call Tim Supervisor.
Yeah, indeed.
But what people forget is where we're increasing opportunities. So just this year, our department took to the Fish and Game Commission the highest number of proposed wild trout new waters in the state of California and got that approved. At the same time, we've liberalized size limits for black bass in El Capitan and Lake Casitas. We've expanded our stocking of waters just in this area. Balboa Lake is new. Carbon Canyon Lake is new. San Vicente, we're going to get back online soon. Jackson Lake, we're looking at bringing online for the first time. So for every moment someone's telling you, nibbling in your ear, department's taking away opportunity, don't forget we're investing in providing new opportunity as well.
I see Supervisor Alpers in the studio there, and we'll cross that bridge at 2 o'clock. I know Tim will be there and cover more of that, because there's a lot to it, no doubt about it. But it's time to talk about our catch report here.
You got it, man. Well, it's time to find out what's biting out there. And today the catch report is sponsored in part by the Sato Crimp and Winder Company, where they only make products that work. And I can tell you that's been a crazy one for us at the shop, too, is good deal on the Sato crimps themselves, and those things have been flying. And if you want to end connection failure, you need to get that Sato crimp kit. It's a must-have piece of gear for your next trip to help you catch everything from school-sized tuna to record-sized tuna. With all brass crimps and other features, it's better than ever. It's the favorite connection method on the Royal Star, the Royal Polaris, the American Angler, and most of the other top boats. And if you haven't already, you should make it your preferred connection for Spectra de Mono or to fluorocarbon. You can get it at selected tackle stores like the Longfin, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, or better yet, you can always check out SatoCrimpandWinder.com, or just come on down to the show today and get your Sato crimp kit on.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, a lot of Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Got him right there. Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge is live here at the Hyatt Regency. Good morning, Mark.
What's up, Mark?
What up, Pete and Ricky and panel here? Hey, man, I love this report at Fred Hall Show, but I got to tell you guys, I was really sweating it for a little bit because it's traditional that we get to talk about some kind of sea bass fishing. And up until just a couple days ago, I did not think we were going to be able to really do that. But even with our warm water and these red crabs everywhere and lack of squid, hey, guys got out there and scrounged up a few, including just a beauty that was in the Cousins booth yesterday, 62 pounds, all iced down there. Oh, man, what a great fish. And that just checks with another report I'd had from earlier in the week about 3 other big ones, not quite that big, but same area down there, most likely in that Dana Point sector. And then of real interest to me, because Catalina is near and dear to my heart, my good friend John King was by yesterday, and we were visiting with him, and he had a boat come in flying a trifecta of flags, yellowtail, sea bass, and halibut flags, and
nice.
a little bit of rumble about sea bass there around Catalina. So, collectively it looks like we're going to be able to add that into the mix of, bluefin tuna on the outside and all these yellowtail biting on the beach. And as far as this yellowtail goes, right now it's summertime outside. I just walked outside a minute ago. I just couldn't believe how warm it was. But first part of the week it was freezing cold. We had this squall line go through with thunder and lightning and hail and water spouts. And my friend Mitch that runs the Southern Cal out of Pierpoint Landing, just right over here, a quarter mile from where we're standing, he was out there in the middle of that squall line, rolled up on a big school of yellows out there in the 150 and hung the whole boat.
Really?
Hung the whole boat right in the middle of water spouts going by and thundering and lightning and hail coming down. I mean, what a sight. And it just shows.
On March the 2nd.
Whatever that date was. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that just shows you guys, we have a very unique set of circumstances. I have never, ever, I've been watching this for too many years, I've never seen anything look this good at this time of year. And hopefully you guys are getting tuned up, getting your tackle ready, getting your boats ready, getting your new bait tanks ready. because I think we're in for something absolutely spectacular this year. I think we're going to build on what we saw last year, and we all know what that was. So I think it's time to go fishing, guys.
All right.
Man.
Awesome. And, of course, you're here in your Pacific Edge booth number?
Yeah. Booth number 509.
All right.
And we'd be happy to talk about, tanks and tackle and other stuff we're doing there. And then today and tomorrow at 11:30, I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation. The guys here at the show were kind enough to give me a little extra time. We got a beautiful PowerPoint presentation put together to talk about sea bass fishing, yellowtail fishing, all that good stuff. And that's upstairs at 11:30 today and tomorrow. So look forward to seeing you all there.
Okay, and you have your books. You sign your autograph your books there. You have bait tanks.
Yep.
And then you're right next to fishdope.com.
We are.
And wait till you see the new features on fishdope.com.
All that stuff is crazy. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, you just got to stop by.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty impressive.
check all that stuff out.
And if you go up to them and you want to sign up for a new membership at the show, just say hook up 1090, and they'll give you $20 off a new membership
Right
at
on.
fishdope.com.
And that for
That's
this year
cool.
especially is a fantastic deal. You guys want to get signed up.
Yeah,
because
and they now have the mobile thing, which they're just progressing, and Jason was showing me that. That's pretty
be cool.
amazing. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's really cool.
Yeah, I haven't
Take
had
it
a
right
chance
with
to look
you.
at it all that
Yeah,
much yet.
It's pretty impressive. So right next Pacific Edge, Fish Dope, Bloody Decks, BD Outdoors, all that stuff is right there.
Have a good show,
Let's go
everybody.
sea
and
bass
thanks, Mark.
fishing.
Oh, my God. It's looking like we're going to have a season, guys. We'll see you.
Fantastic. All right.
All right, well, let's continue on with the catch board. Head on down to San Diego, over to Seaforth Sport Fishing, and talk to our good buddy Marcos. Marcos, what's going on there at Seaforth?
Good morning, guys. Well, we got some good fishing going on right now. After we had the weather blow through last week and kind of put a damper on the rockfish opener, Seaforth isn't going out there, and as usual, just having some great fishing. A lot of rockfish, reds, some sculpin and lingcod mixed in there. And just about what you'd expect this time of the year. Great weather, great fishing for those rockfish now that everything's open. The three-quarter day San Diego fishing down at the islands, still catching yellowtail. Yesterday, 31 anglers had 100 yellowtail. Day before that, 33 anglers had 49 yellowtail. Day before that, 37. So very good fishing down there at the islands. Had some beautiful weather. If you're not at the show, you should be out there fishing right now because there's a lot of good fishing going on. We have a couple day-and-a-half boats out today. We got the Tribute off the coast there looking around, see if they can get some more of that bluefin. The Eclipse is fishing down the coast, down Colnet there, looking for yellowtail, rockfish, and whatever else they can get a hold of. So, like I said, lots of good fishing. Check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Got the full schedule up there, half day, three-quarter day, those day-and-a-half trips. A lot of the boats starting to put up schedules for later in the year. If you're looking for a little longer trip, check out the Tribute, either on our site or on their website. They've got some 2, 3, and a 5-day trips scheduled up there. You can call the office, 619-224-3383, and there's a few of us still left here holding down the fort while you guys are having fun up there at the show.
Yeah, indeed, and go by the Seaforth booth, meet some of the captains, and see Johnny Amati, the main man, and sign up for a trip.
Yeah, Seaforth is always so well represented at the show, and the booth's been going great, Marcos. They're doing a good job without you up here.
Hard to believe,
no
isn't it?
Yeah. I expect no less.
All right, Marcos. Thanks. Talk to you next week.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up the catch board today. Again, sponsored in part by Job Site Supply, specializing in the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing trades with line like Milwaukee Electric Tools. Personally know these guys. Are great buddies, great fishermen, and they're really hardcore anglers as well. And they're very serious when it comes to dependable job site delivery and the best in Milwaukee tools. If you want more information, you can check out jobsupplyco.com for more details.
JobSiteSupplyCo.com
Yeah, great
for more
guys.
details. Really super guys and hardcore fishermen, as you said. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into it. Let's jump into the phones.
All right, you got it. The phones are definitely packed up. How about we talk to Leroy, calling us from Rancho Penasquitos this morning. Leroy, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Great.
Great.
I have a question in regards to the Del Mar show.
To the Del Mar Fred Hall show? Yeah, go ahead, Leroy.
What are the dates on that?
The Del Mar show is March 26th to the 29th.
Thursday through Sunday, 4-day show.
Thursday through Sunday, yeah.
Will you have the same amount of booths there, or?
The same amount of booths? No, there is no same amount of booths anywhere on planet Earth other than here.
Yeah.
That is a 38-year-old show. It is completely sold out right now. We have never been sold out before the close of Long Beach. We have more booths than we ever have had before. But Long Beach is the largest consumer fishing show in the world. and so it's not really fair to compare anything to it. It's a unique. It stands on its own. We're very lucky to have it, but we're also very lucky to have San Diego, 38 years old, and it's a place where I really enjoy that show because I get to visit with the customers in a more intimate way, and it's a great show.
Yeah, indeed. You should come to both. That's the key there. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Al's here from San Diego. Speaking of the San Diego show, Al came all the way from San Diego, and I'll bet he's going to do both, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Pete. It's been 20 years since I've been here, being on the stairs, and just Al from Topanga, and it was just a short, intimate, and now I'm on the couch kicking back.
That's pretty cool.
Not a bad way to be.
So I got a question for Chuck. As a lifetime fishing holder, I'm now required to pay for a lobster report card, where I do have report cards from other species given to me, but now I got to pay, and I just I've never really understood that, because when I first got a license, I talked to the office, lifetime fishing staff, and they said you would never ever have to buy a license or anything else again, and yet I still have to buy it. So that's my question to you.
Okay. Let me do what I promised to do a little bit ago on air and respond to John, who had a question about Calcod. Hey, so we don't have current plans to open Calcod back up. It got hit pretty hard for a long time, and we still think we're below kind of the sustainable level for fishing. But on Calcod, here's the thing that's as important for me. Descending devices. If you don't have one, go get one. Use it. The data is pretty darn clear. They help us manage these imperiled species, and I think Craig's got some pretty compelling video at their NOAA panel today. I've seen it. It's remarkable, the survival rate compared between using a descending device and not. And here's why it matters for Calcod. If we can get those descending devices factored into our management structure, it's likely the reduction in mortality from using them is going to help us in the long run extend seasons and open stuff back up that's now currently closed. So there's a direct connection.
Fairly important. Before you broach the next subject, Chuck, how many in our audience on their boats have a descending device? I know I have one on my... Good. Let's try and increase that number considerably. I know the guys from Rock Lease, which is the one I use on my boat, it's very simple. It's an easy task, and you're doing the right thing when you have a descending device and you're fishing for rockfish in Southern California. No question about it.
Let's talk about lobster report cards.
Yeah.
Look, first, thank you, ! Lifetime license holder. That said, it's a report card. Our department cannot do our job unless people help us understand what's happening on the water. We're asking a simple thing. In the course of the season, keep your information and then submit the card. We're going to put a non-return $20 fee on it. You'll have to get that to us, I believe, by the April of after the season. $20 reporting. We need the data in order to figure out what's going on with populations to then understand how to best set the management seasons. This is going on the deer front as well, for those listening. We're asking deer hunters in the state for the first time to put themselves on a mandatory reporting. Other states do this on deer. Colorado is a good example. And the California Deer Association has said, we get it. We can get behind that. Give us a year to help our membership understand it. All we're asking on the lobster front is fill out the report card. We need that help. We need you for that.
Okay. Well, it's not just filling it out. It's actually have to pay for it. Where I have a free salmon report card, sturgeon, that comes with the license. So this is something completely extra now.
The department's trying to cover its costs managing a very important fishery, and it's a $20 cost related to reporting. We hope that's acceptable to a majority of the lobster fishermen who are trying to provide data to us in a timely fashion. I get the worry and the concern that each year it feels like we're nickeling and diming our communities with more fees and more cost. I appreciate that view.
One positive side of the lobster report card is you did do the right thing in making the seasonal report card, which was the right thing to do.
Thank you. And by the way, the report and the fee associated was the single highest consensus recommendation coming out of our stakeholder Lobster Advisory Committee, which is why we took it and implemented it sooner than the trailing package of potential other changes we may do on the fishery.
All right. Very good. Some very good points there, and a lot to talk about there. There's no question about that. On the subject of descending devices, I know Craig and Russ would like to weigh in because that's kind of your area, right?
Yeah, and well, not only, as Chuck mentioned, important to use these devices, but there's been research behind it. And Ken Franke here, I see in the audience, and he's been a big help in that research. A good citizen science project where we work with the managers and the boat owners, and so we've been doing research on how those devices work in terms of survivorship, where we'll be tagging the fish and following them after they go back down to depth. And we have at our booth all the devices to show you, and we have videos to show you how they work, and we have information on that research. So it's a great example of working together in a cooperative fashion to come up with a solution that allows, as Chuck said, more flexibility in opening up areas and times to fish. So we really appreciate all the folks that have been using it and spreading the word to use them continuously and throughout.
And they work, and it's the right thing to do. And Seth, I know up at Kingfisher Charters, you have an amazing rockfish fishery, and you guys are starting to use those, right?
Yeah, actually, our industry got behind mandating deepwater release of rockfish years ago, and we're able to get that passed through the Alaska Board of Fisheries in 2012, that it's mandatory for a charter vessel in Alaska to have the deepwater device and use the deepwater release device for rockfish, and the mortality reductions are just amazing. I mean, it's the survival of those fish is awesome, and so we're really happy to do it. And on the non-guided, the non-charter sector up there, where it's not mandatory but highly encouraged for everybody to get those fish back down and let them live.
So the more we do that, the sooner we're going to have cow cod. So do it, please. I want to go catch a cow cod.
Pete, if I could weigh in for a sec,
Please.
This is Russ Dunn. The barotrauma or descending devices are a great example of a fantastic partnership, public-private partnership, where NOAA sponsored a series of science-based workshops, brought in constituents, brought in experts, fishermen, to look at the issue and try and figure out a solution. And the private sector, the fishermen, brought answers to the table. They developed new gears, and it caught on like wildfire. The Sport Fishing Association of California and others teamed up, bought those devices, distributed them, taught people how to use them, and it was fantastic. And the West Coast is really years ahead of the East Coast on this issue and grappling with it, and we're working now to try and catch up on the East Coast. So you all deserve congratulations, and
right.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Good.
That's awesome.
Good news.
And Pete, just one final point on that. I can't tell you the number of people that have come to the booth and the show so far and say, I just didn't know that these were working, and I had been just puncturing the fish with either a needle or a fillet knife. And come to our booth at 1814, and I'll show you some pictures of what a healthy swim bladder looks like compared to one that has been infected when you do the puncture with the fillet knife or needle. So we're really trying to get the information out to use these devices. They're a lot healthier for the fish as well.
The puncturing is not doing the fish any favors.
We thought in the past that was the most effective and easiest technique, but the infection rates that we're seeing in some of these fish are allowing us to revisit this issue, and the descender devices is timely to switch to using those now.
All right, what's the booth number?
1814.
You're right across from Department of Fish and Wildlife.
We are.
Okay, very
Cool.
good.
Well, as you can hear, we got tons of great stuff coming your way. More of your phone calls, more Catch Report. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Mighty 1090.
For Rancho Leonero, here's John Ireland.
At Rancho Leonero, very seldom are we going to send out any more than 15 or 20 boats at one time or one day. And because the ranch has two specific bait guys, everyone gets bait, everyone gets their boat. The stress level is way down at the ranch. We make it as easy as we can make it. From the meals right on down the line, very few decisions over the day. And, we've got the Wi-Fi internet now, and everybody can get on if they want and access their email or not. We've been working on the ranch continually. I did a $500,000 renovation, upgrading the hotel, the bar. So we're working at it. And the most important thing is just our guests and taking care of them. We really appreciate them. So every guest that comes through gets special attention. We make sure they do. We'll guarantee you the best Baja vacation possible. You're in my home, and I'll take good care of you. RanchoLandAero.com, old Baja style.
It's time for our Power Pro 60-second seminar. There is no better place than the Fred Hall Show to get a Power Pro seminar, right?
That's it. I mean, the entire booth dedicated directly to that. If, we were talking about Spectra connections earlier, and, Power Pro is such an easy tying, easy connecting line. And the beauty of the show is you can see all of it. You can see, very quick, easy tieable knots. You can see the hollow ace-style connections, all the different options that exist with Power Pro.
Yeah, indeed. And it's right at the Shimano booth. Right next to the Shimano booth, you'll see the Power Pro guys. Just go up there. Don't be shy. And just say, teach me some Power Pro connections. And while you're there, see all the different styles of Power Pro that are now available.
Including that new Max Quattro.
Oh, the Max Quattro is cool. And they're introducing it here at the show.
Yeah.
So be sure to go by there, the Power Pro booth here at the Fred Hall Show, or check out PowerPro.com.
It's Fred Hall Show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The best selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including a complete selection of Cousins tackle and rods. No one has a better selection of Cousins tackle saltwater rods than Fisherman's Landing Tackle. A must visit at this year's Fred Hall Show.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Again, we're live here at the Fred Hall Show, and we're live in the Hyatt Regency of Long Beach, having a great time. Great show going on, and, man, we're just ready to keep it rolling.
Indeed, and Pat Murray is here, National Director of CCA. Good morning, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Good morning. It's a
Great
pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming out and being here, and it's been the launch of CCA California has been a big success, and thanks to all the anglers that have joined CCA.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time. There's a lot of exciting things going on within CCA, but I'll tell you, this California chapter and the incredible folks we're meeting here and the incredible leadership here is truly inspiring.
Yeah,
truly.
and it's going to be an organization, I promise you, that's going to make a difference here in California.
Yeah, we've seen it in so many states, particularly when you get strong leadership like this and you get people as passionate as everyone here is about fishing and about healthy resources. It's amazing what kind of things happen when you get that combination together. Yeah. We were basically founded on that. Back in the late 70s was the idea of getting like-minded fishermen together and pooling that incredible resource that exists within people like that incredible passion that makes you really care about the resource and want to participate in it. So it's truly inspiring.
Yeah, one of the things that makes CCA strong are local chapters, and we're looking for local chapters to have local clubs put together local chapters. Talk to us a minute about
Yeah, that's really our core. Throughout our states, in the Atlantic, in the Gulf, in the Pacific Northwest, we have about 214 local chapters that are part of those state chapters. And so local communities get involved, put on a fundraiser, do all sorts of activities and outreach, and really create that true community. It creates the connectors that have always made CCA so effective on every single level. What's amazing is in those local chapters, they're not just cultivating members and dollars to be spent on important projects and important efforts within the state, but what you're doing is finding amazing connections within the fabric of the community, and particularly within the fishing community. It's amazing, particularly in recreational fishing, we sometimes don't know how powerful we are.
Yeah.
And when we get ourselves together and we start to find that innate power that's probably within everyone, but also the amazing connections that exist within these communities, all of a sudden we're finding buttons to push that we didn't even know were there. And that's where you really start to make a difference to affect change for good conservation and for fishing.
Indeed. And how many chapters are there in Texas?
Texas, there's 56 chapters.
Right. And how many in Louisiana?
Louisiana, there's really about 18.
And then in Florida?
Florida, there is, goodness gracious, you're testing me. There's I want to say it's 28.
Wow. So
oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I will say this, none of them have this weather, though.
Shh, don't tell him.
Oh, I know, but we have an amazing group of people. And the thing is, it is as diverse as those states we just talked about. You have all different communities, all different cultures, and the one thing that brings them together is that love of fishing and that incredible desire to make sure the resources are in good shape and we're able to participate in them.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention, too, while we're also looking for chapters to be organized, and you can contact me or you can contact Pat, and he'll put you in the right direction. We're also in the search for an executive director to run the whole thing, right?
That's true. That's what we've seen, and again, in our model, we've seen when you get a strong executive director to help drive that effort, it's amazing what happens. There's just so much coordination involved in it. We're incredibly grassroots driven, incredibly so, in the way that our boards are made up and our policy committees and all that are made up, but you've got to have the continuity of good staff.
Yeah, indeed. So go by the CCA booth, join CCA. You can get into the show for free with the $50 membership and get all the free things. The ticket book is worth hundreds of dollars, would you say, Bart?
It's worth over $150 on its face value for the vouchers, but those vouchers enter you into drawings that are worth thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's a multi-$1,000 package for $50, which also includes admission to the show.
Russ, tell us about your involvement with CCA.
I just wanted to speak to the issue of making your voice heard. And Pat has done a great job with CCA, and as talks about pushing buttons, he certainly pushes mine on a regular basis. But it is so important for the recreational community to stand up and be heard at the council level, whether it's going individually, whether it's joining CCA or another organization. Get out there, get your voice heard, because you have a real impact on the management decisions that are made at the council.
And let me add to that, Pete, and Pat and I may have more in common than he knows. So, look, I cut my teeth before this current gig at Trout Unlimited. So, I went to law school, got a law degree so I could get into the courtroom and fight for the fish, and then I got a job with Trout Unlimited, which is the nation's oldest and largest salmon trout group. It's local chapters, strong leadership, and getting your voice heard makes a difference. And I can confirm that because now as director, I see how the most effective organizations like CCA and others can really influence decision-making by bringing that grassroots passion to the table.
Indeed. Awesome. Well, join CCA. If you come to the show, you get in for free. Go to the CCA booths. They're located at both entrances, right, Bart?
Yep, both entrances, the same package, whether you come in through Pine Street or whether you come in through by the sports arena.
$50, and you get that you get free admission, which is worth $16. You get that $150 booklet. You can win a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, among other things. Get that money off at various opportunities. Rick,
I was to say I know how well it's working because we give away one of those great book by Bill Poole, Fisher Cut Bait, and you come to Fisherman's Landing, get the coupon, and I know how well it's working because those books are flying.
Yeah.
So I know everybody's participating, and it's just one, it's what we should all be doing anyways, but you also really get rewarded for doing so.
Yeah, and it's been a successful first drive, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's been a tremendous success. The wave of momentum that's already building is unprecedented. It's very, very strong.
Well, thanks for your guidance, Pat, and we're looking forward to a very, very powerful and effective organization in CCA California.
Well, thanks again for having me on your show.
All right. Look, and you'll be around today?
I'll be around all day today and tomorrow.
All right. Fantastic. Our friend Cliff from Lakewood. Cliff, are you around? There he is. Thanks for coming down to the Hyatt Regency, Cliff.
What's up, Cliff?
Speaking of the CCA, I just saw my first lifetime member. Over here is our good friend Harold Davis. It's awesome to see a lifetime member.
Yeah.
I had a question about the red crabs and the squid. It seems like when the red crabs are around, which they've been invading everywhere, there's no squid around at all. And I'm wondering, with the warmer water coming up with El Niños, maybe we may not even have any bait at all. So I suggest everybody would stock up on plastics and rubbers and everything for the following coming years. Maybe we may need them, and this is the best place to do it here at the Fred Hall Show.
Craig, Russ, can you address red crab? I know you're scientists and.
Yeah, typically, in an El Nino event, you do see that red crab in particular push up into the Southern California bight, and so we've seen that. We haven't had a strong El Nino, as you know. The predictions have finally officially announced an El Nino just recently, and with a chance of that continuing through the summer, but it's very weak. And the temperatures, though, are still elevated off the coast. When we see those red crabs, for example, we have a closure on our net fisheries because of interactions of turtles that follow those crabs in the past. So there are indications that is definitely taking place. As far as the bait and the sardines, it's definitely a tough situation now in terms of that stock in particular. So there could be some challenges, particularly with the commercial fisheries more and that harvest coming up. We are seeing that bait, that stock, on a down cycle, if you will. And that's also leading to why we're seeing a lot more sea lion strandings, for example. And right now we're having a very busy year in terms of animals washing up and beaching. And part of that is driven by the lack of food resource for them. And part of that is that food resource has been displaced to other bodies of water in some sense.
Yeah, those sea lions are really vicious on the water. I just fished yesterday on the halibut derby, and boy, all kinds of sea lions that are on us all the time. You got to keep moving and moving. They're hungry.
Yeah, they're hungry. Craig, I want to ask you: do you guys supervise the sardine and that type of fishery?
That's another fishery that's under our Pacific Council management, co-managers with the states, the federal, and other partners. It's part of a management plan, and those assessments are done by scientists that are working in the state and the federal realm, and covers all three states as well through the council. So that whole assessment is very well dialed in with data that has been supplying those results.
And I would say that in that sense, Pete, sardine is a topic I think very much under discussion in the current PFMC meeting, and I think will also be of interest in April. And we just need to be focused on it. You're going to get a lot of questions about it. Some of the early indications are it's not doing well.
Yeah, and I saw our friends from Cedros Adventures, who are pilots, Adrian and Tom Green, and their friend Carl, who fly for the sardine guys, and they're not seeing any.
Yeah,
it's
and
not around.
Let me take this just a moment and do the one thing I feel an obligation to do. Now, y'all have heard us talking in this panel about great opportunity and some of the things that have been stellar down here in your season. You look out the window and you don't think much is going wrong. I need your help. Save water. Everything you do in your life right now is going to help us on the fish and wildlife front. We're going into the 4th year of precedential drought. Our Sierra snowpack right now, based on the survey of this week, is 19% of normal. Ooh. That's the worst it's ever been since we've been keeping these records in California. I've got staff who've gone in the field in the McCloud area to tributaries to the McCloud and brought in the last remnant of the McCloud River red band trout. Beautiful trout.
Beautiful.
And they're so committed to this, they've taken them to our Mount Shasta hatchery. They've put them in the hatchery, and they've refused to feed them the typical trout feed for hatchery fish. They've set up bug zappers on the property, and they're zapping native bugs until they can hold these fish on until there's water enough in our streams to put them back. We have declared, as a department, we think we have a 95% loss of our winter run Chinook salmon brood year in the Sacramento River system. We have the lowest recorded longfin smelt and delta smelt populations in our surveys since we've been doing them. We're in a serious drought. Please save water if you care about fish and wildlife.
Political commentary. Why do the extreme environmentalists refuse to allow desalinization plants to pop up more commonly?
Pete, you need a full show for that, so I'll defer to you schedule
it
that
just
show.
Makes no sense at all. I'm sorry, but like you say, I just had to say that because it boggles my mind sometimes, the directions the groups take there. So thanks, Cliff, for coming. Appreciate you coming down to the Hyatt Regency here. Tim from Long Beach is here. Good morning, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
Good morning, gentlemen. Anyways, I have a question for Seth. Seth, I'm just interested, what effect does the El Nino have on Alaska fishing? Does it improve it or
Oh, great question. Thanks, Tim. We've seen them in the past, and we get some more different species up there that we don't normally see. Sometimes mackerel, occasional sunfish, maybe some more blue sharks than usual. So it as far as the fishing, for the salmon and halibut, it doesn't really seem to have a great effect because those fish are, going to feed and do the things they do, and the salmon are going to return to their rivers of origin anyway. But the water warms up a little bit, and we'll see some different species that we don't normally see.
Oh, fantastic. And Bart, when is the fashion show coming back?
We were discussing that last night as one of our crew, Robbie Mondaji, actually put on my wife's fish print tights as a joke.
Oh, heavens.
And we thought that was such an unusual look that we might have to bring the fashion show back. Yeah.
Thanks for coming down on the High
Thank
Regency.
you.
Ken Frankie, I see you standing in the wings there. Yeah, I know you work a lot with these guys here, being the president of the Sport Fishing Association in California. You want to weigh in a little bit, huh?
Just a little bit. I frankly wanted to come and thank Chuck, Russ, and Craig. People don't recognize or realize the amount of collaborative work, and I really mean that word, that they have been doing with us to help protect our access to the ocean. I can tell you that...
Turn that mic up a little bit toward
you. There we go.
You're a tall guy.
I'm a tall guy, real tall guy. There we go. We'll do our best. Within the last week, we've been dealing with descending devices, which Russ and Chuck both talked about, both of which projects that we worked and partnered with them on. To have every CPFV fleet boat owner with descending devices on the boat using them now, that says a lot. Sets an example for the rest of the nation. The Department of Fish and Wildlife, we went live this week with the newest, best electronic logbook system that everybody in the nation's watching us. And our goal is to have them on every CPFV boat within the next 4 months. Again, the big thing I think that we need to do is collect good, accurate science data. We have oceanographic conditions constantly, but with these gentlemen, they put their money where their mouths are. They have been working with us and supportive, and I talked to Chuck Bonham a phone call away, same thing with Russ and Craig. We solved so many problems, and it's such a positive environment, and the end result is we all get to go fishing.
Yes.
And there are going to be those times where we're going to have to say, we can't do it. But the respect is there, and I can't tell you enough how much that their help and willingness to work together is benefiting everybody in our state. So thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Thanks. Good words there. Appreciate that. And I'd certainly say absolutely. Thank you for the access to being able to talk to you guys, because it's kind of unprecedented what we've seen here. So it's very, very good. Rick, let's jump into the phones. We're running out of time.
You got it. How about this time we talk to Roger, calling us from Fullerton this morning. Good morning, Roger. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Thank you very much. I think it's going to be a great year to fish, and shows a great opportunity to sign up on a long-range trip. Take a look at the Searcher. It's a great boat. Hey, Pete, I got a question. You still have those hot fishing shorts you used to shut off the bite with?
Indeed. Indeed.
Well,
Yeah.
they haven't shut down the bite for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I leave them in the drawer now.
Good. Leave them at home.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. He's trying to sneak in. Don from Woodland Hills has a good NOAA question here. Thanks for coming down, Don.
Thanks for having me this morning. First of all, thank you to our resource partners. Appreciate what you do. A lot of conflict, a lot of good dialogue, though. My question to NOAA is, how does NOAA interact with a lot of research organizations, and specifically on bluefin tuna tagging?
Well, thanks for the question, and appreciate your interest. So we have several cooperative grants programs that we have that researchers put in proposals, and we sometimes work cooperatively with them. Other times it's just a funding pass-through to allow them to work. So there's been quite a bit of bluefin tuna tagging that's gone on from our science center with our scientists, and also in other institutions. I know of in Monterey Bay and the aquarium and Stanford Research, they've been doing quite a bit of tuna tagging. So we have federal funds behind it. We also have dedicated staff at our science centers that are working on those questions, not just tagging, but in feeding and growth and energetics.
how does that tuna tagging actually help the resource in sharing that information?
I think one way in particular, I'll touch on, migration. We have a stock of bluefin that covers the entire North Pacific, one stock, and those fish are moving. They're reproducing on the western central Pacific side, Japan, Taiwan, Philippine area. And then as juveniles, they're migrating over here. We don't know a lot about those migration patterns, how long they stay here, when they return. And so this tagging has been allowing us to learn a lot more about those patterns. And that in turn can help infuse our stock assessment with better data and advice.
All right. Thanks for coming down to the Hyatt Regency and the Fred Hall Show.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guys got themselves. All kinds of great stuff we're giving away, including the AFCO Performance Package to all of our callers. We got the great Let's Talk Hookup bag loaded full of goodies for one of our stand-up microphone questions. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
In the water. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.
It's Fred Hall Show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The best selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including the entire lineup of state-of-the-art CalStar rods. A huge selection of West Coast, Graphiter, and the popular GG series, plus the one and only CalStar rail rod. A must-have for long-range anglers. For the hottest deals and the best selection ever on CalStar rods, with the staff that has used the gear and knows your needs. Come see our best booth ever, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must visit at this year's Fred Hall Show.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com. Hey, Seagar fans, the wait is over for premium quality pink fluorocarbon leader material. Seagar Pink Label is made from the same proprietary process and exclusive Seagar resins you trust. Seagar Pink Label is soft and supple, yet provides superior knot and tensile strength. In fact, it has 30% better knot strength than competitive fluoro lines. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of Pink Label will be donated to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Inc. Get Seagar Pink Label leader material at your favorite tackle dealer. To learn more, visit Seagar.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Aztecs.
Putback slam dunk, that's what I'm talking about.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. You're at the big winner of the custom Let's Talk Hookup bag loaded with the Rockville lures, the Williamson lures, the Shimano Orcas, the Face Max went to Wayne in Huntington Beach. And then for all of our callers, the AFCO Performance Package, including the performance shirts, and the face mask, is going to Roger in Fullerton. Guys, congratulations. You're going to love your new stuff.
Indeed, and we have plenty of stuff to give away to a great audience. Thank you very much all for coming out this morning.
Thanks,
really
guys.
appreciate you guys joining us here at the Hyatt Regency. Plenty of the grand prizes. Everybody's back in, so we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow, so don't forget to set your clocks ahead and come join us tomorrow for the show again. But I want to thank Director Bonham. Thank you very much. Really a super show. I mean, there's so many issues we didn't cover, and that we'll be able to cover at 2 p.m. today at the Fred Hall Show. I'll be moderating with you and your great panel from the Department of Fish and Wildlife. And thanks, Chuck. And 2 p.m. should be fun.
Thank you, Pete. And the final word to everybody. Life's hard. There's a lot of complexity. Don't forget to have fun. Go fishing.
Yeah,
Good call.
I agree.
Good call.
Very good. And from NOAA, Craig, and Russ, thank you guys. You have some stuff going on in your booth, and you'll be around today, right?
We will, and right next door at 1813 is our weather service, and they have some real cool graphics and images on the El Nino and the warming bodies of water up and down the coast. So stop by and take a look at that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I guess they officially declared it an El Nino now, right?
They did.
How about that? Go by the booth and see why, and they'll show you how to do that. Thanks, guys, for taking the time. We really appreciate you, Russ, coming out to the west here, and enjoy the sunshine, okay?
Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity to answer questions.
All right, thanks very much. And, of course, Seth, Bone, you'll be in the booth today right next to the Let's Talk Hookup booth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite place in the whole world.
All right, so go by, and you can always click on the banner on the front page of the hookup1090.com and find out more about Kingfisher if you're not coming to the show today. And if you're coming to the show today or tomorrow, Bart Hall?
Yeah, remember they have a bluefin panel at 3:30. We have the panel for the Eastern Sierra at 5 o'clock. Fisherman's Processing is giving out tuna burgers at the gaff section of the Costa Sporting Chef Cafe. And also, Harold Davis and I are going to try to steal that 62-pound white sea bass out of the Cousins booth and have that for lunch.
Invite me, please.
You better get over there and look at that before it disappears. And check your program. Go look at the great boat section in the sports arena. All the activities outside: Kids Fish, Street Trout Pond, air gun ranges, Shimano on the patio casting, kayak trips from Hovey down there. There's really too much to talk about. I don't have enough time. Pick up the Western Outdoor News, look through it, see what you can do in a day. Go for it. There's hundreds of seminars today. Enjoy yourself.
Show opens at 10 o'clock today, goes till 8:30, and we'll be back doing it again 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, right?
That's right.
And we'll be back right here at the High Ridges tomorrow morning. Please join us. Put your clocks ahead, and it's going to be an incredible panel of Eastern Sierra people that you only get to see once a year here at the Fred Hall Show. I'll bet we'll be talking trout and plants with Tim Alperts and all kind of other great people that are going to be there. The people from Mammoth Lakes will be talking about their incredible stocking program. And we'll have a great group of guests, too, joining us in addition to the Eastern Sierra. So that's tomorrow morning, 7 and 9 a.m. Thanks again for everybody for coming out. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Hookup. We'll see you in the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here on the Mighty 1090.